You're listening to Dubstep and Dragons, a D&D 5e...
Okay, so real question for the group here. How, this last episode with the strip club, how do you fuck a gnome?
You guys went to a strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost chose the gnome, honestly, because I just think it'd be funny to see 6'5" barbarian throwing this gnome around.
That would have been so much harder for me to figure out how to DM.
Get it harder?
Hey! Can you imagine like a high-pitched squeaky voice as like, is it a mini mouse? Like a mouse?
I'm so concerned that this episode is off the rails this early. I don't know what I'm in for, and I'm worried.
Well, with that cliffhanger, I mean, how can we not? The anticipation.
You guys are trying to lighten things up before shit goes to hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before we lose all of our hit points again.
Anyway, Matt, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying a D&D 5e actual play podcast with a cyberpunk twist. My name is Matt, and I will be your game master.
I'm Daniel. I'll play Alphonse.
I'm Luke, and I'm playing Ash.
I'm Bo. I'll be playing Norse.
At the end of Alphonse, it sounded like you had a question mark at the end of that. I'm
Intentional.
playing Alphonse?
It reminded me of something I'd see in like a Final Fantasy game. Really questioning if I want to get in this battle.
That's
Oh, you just got your upgrades there, bro beans.
Yeah, you guys are
We
fine.
all just got our upgrades.
Speaking of which, you guys are all level 6. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah, I thought we did take it away from you because it was...
Oh, we'll
Or
put it back
something.
on there.
Freaking assholes.
Anyway, previously on Dubstep and Dragons, Alphonse was wheeling and dealing, Ash sipped poo water, and Norris opened the floodgates.
Literally.
So to set the scene again, at the end of the last episode, you were all just waking up post-surgery. You're still very groggy from being put under. And having just undergone surgery, your body is going to take time to recover. So currently, you all have 5 levels of exhaustion. You're coming back to, and you're in the back seats of the Tahoe, racing down the road. There's a woman in the driver's seat that none of you recognize. But Alphonse, as you're waking up, you feel this tongue dragging from the base of your neck up the side of your face and just lapping up the side of your face. And it's this long, kind of dry tongue.
It better not be Ash.
As your dog, Lucky, is excitedly licking your face and freaking out from all the screaming.
I thought it was not Heather.
And as you reach up to get him to stop licking your face, you can see he gets very excited and then just disappears and reappears on the other side of you, and he's licking the other side of your face. And as you try to grab him again over there, he disappears and reappears on your lap. And he's just sitting there wagging his tail. But in the background, you hear, "Move this fucking car! We gotta get out of here! Boys, you gotta wake up! While you were under, they put out a fucking bounty on you. It's 30 grand on all of you." And just as he's trying to explain this, bullets riddle the side of the Tahoe. And you can hear the sheet metal giving way to these bullets ripping through, and you feel the driver's side rear tire blow. Speaking of which, the driver is going to make an animal handling roll to see if she can maintain control, and she does. And so the tire blows and the whole back end of the Yukon swerves around, and you're racing down this downtown street. You don't know how fast you're going, but you're moving. Everybody give me a perception check. With and don't forget to subtract the 5 from the 5 levels of exhaustion.
Thank you. I was about to ask that question.
Reminder, we're using the new exhaustion rules, so you are not 1 level of exhaustion away from death.
What were we rolling again? Perception?
Perception.
I got 7.
7?
16.
16.
Hold on, I'm a barbarian. I'm doing math.
For the
Oh,
listeners, wait, totally counting with his hand. It's amazing.
I do. Okay.
Perfect.
Out of game, I am actually from Georgia, and we do not math very well down there. At least I don't. It's a 7 because it just takes away what my perception
So
modifier is.
Ash and Norris, you guys are you're still trying to get your wits about you. You're in the back of this Yukon. You're being jostled around. You're still half unconscious from the drugs coursing through your body. Alphonse, because of the situation and your wake up and your excitement about your dog, and then you realize what's going on around you. You're in this Yukon hurling down the road, and you look out the windows and you see a buggy on one side with this massive gun mounted to the top, and you see a motorcycle on the other, and the rider on the motorcycle has their gun pointed at the vehicle, and they're just pumping it full of holes.
Yikes.
You see, and looking around like this, you thought it was your Yukon. You thought you were just in the back of your Yukon, but this is a different vehicle. This is a different. It's still an SUV. It's very similar, but you realize you are not in your car, and bullets are bouncing off of the glass, which gives you a moment of hope that you're gonna survive this. And in the front seat, you see Arcos sitting in the passenger seat, and then a woman you do not recognize sitting in the driver's seat. And they are bickering back and forth like an old married couple. He's trying to tell her how to drive, and she's trying to tell him to shut the fuck up.
I believe I'd be able to deduct. I know who the passenger is. I don't remember her name, but she's the one that had my dog.
Yes, D. You would be correct.
Okay.
And they, as they're driving down the road, she's swerving in and out of traffic, and this buggy and this motorcycle are keeping right up with her, and the motorcycle hops up onto the sidewalks and is doing everything it can to keep up. And you just hear them bickering back and forth, trying to decide what to do. And he turns to her and says, "I think I need to go for a ride." And this glint in her eye as she knows exactly what he's saying. Is there anything you do?
Well, I would try to lighten the mood by saying, Norris, I love the way you count.
And Norris would probably just hold one eye open with his arms stretched out to try and stop jostling and be like, "Shut the fuck up about my counting. Where and what the fuck is going on?"
So as you guys are having this very calm conversation during a high-speed car chase, Alphonse turns around and Arcos turns around, and Alphonse, you're sitting in the middle row, and Arcos grabs a hold of the collars of your jacket. "Alphonse, you need to get her to safety," and he points at Rain. Just, no matter what, you and her need to get the fuck out of here, and you need to survive. You know how important she is. They wouldn't be doing this if she wasn't. You need to get her safe. Stay with D. I will find you. And with that, the motorcycle comes up right next to the vehicle and slams into the side. You can tell that the rider is really struggling to maintain control. And you see Dee roll down the window and point at the woman on the motorcycle and grasp her hand. And it's almost like she's grabbing a ball and throwing it. As soon as she closes her hand, you see the same static that you've seen form around Arcos forms around the rider of the motorcycle. And the motorcycle rider disappears into this static. And when she chucks it forward, this woman appears, still in the seated position, in the road right in front of the Tahoe. And you just as she goes underneath the vehicle. And Arcos is in your face, grabbing your collar, and then you see the static form over him. You look out, and he's sitting on the back of the motorcycle, riding alongside the Tahoe.
Holy fucking magic trick. Ash.
What
Norris.
the fuck is going
Guys,
on?
D, what do you need us to do?
Who the fuck is D?
I'm D. Just
Hi D, nice to meet you.
do something useful.
Boys, now's not the time to make a D's nuts joke. Okay,
Just
go.
something useful. Get them off of us. I have to drive. And right as she says that, you see a bullet go through the hood at the front of the vehicle. You just see this hole open up in the hood, and a second later, you can hear the sound of the crack of a gunshot. Like somebody is also shooting from a distance.
Oh shit. D, what are we in? What's this vehicle equipped with?
I don't have any guns. Just open a door, shoot somebody.
Norris would probably, like, I just feel like being true to his character, like being so discombobulated and then so confused, I'd probably just, like, because I'm assuming I'm in the back. Like,
Yeah, you're
way
in the
back.
very back.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to kick the back door off and instantly fucking rage.
Give me an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
roll
being-
down a
just
window
being
and
true.
point my.
Well, you can't roll down a window. You're in the very back.
Oh, we're in the very back. Oh, right.
Yeah,
When he
you're
kicks
in the
window.
third row with him.
That's a 17.
Is that with the -5?
Fuck! That's a 12.
So 12 is still enough. I mean,
Right.
you're very strong. So you kick open this back door.
Time out for a second
Mhm.
because I'm new and I don't know. Exhaustion, does that affect my rage at all?
No.
Okay.
So with the new exhaustion rules, all it is however many levels of exhaustion, you take that number and subtract it from any D20 rolls you make.
Perfect.
So with a 12, you bust open this back door and you rage. With that, everybody roll initiative.
Ha.
I am not going to roll initiative for the woman who just went under the Tahoe.
So even
she did.
initiative, we subtract 5?
Yes, you still subtract 5
Oh my
from your
gosh.
initiative.
This exhaustion's really...
Exhaustion's rough. This is way better than the other exhaustion rules.
14 with exhaustion.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 9 with the exhaustion.
And I have
Okay.
10 with the exhaustion.
I had 14 as well. 14 main, and then after the
9 and what'd you say?
10.
10. Okay.
I rolled 15.
Very nice.
At least I'm rolling numbers that are easy to math.
And then Ash.
You remember too, guys, if you stay within 10 feet of me now, you get +3 on all your saves.
Okay, so for my damage, would I just roll the 2d6 and not have the +5 because it would just take it away for the
So
exhaustion?
it doesn't take it away from your damage.
Okay.
It
just
only
your
affects
initial
your roll to hit.
roll. Ooh.
Yeah.
This is
Ouch.
gonna hurt.
This is gonna suck.
Because you're new, I'm going to make a suggestion. If you go reckless, you have advantage. That -5 won't hurt so much.
And because of my upgrades, I get to re-roll 1s
Yes, you do.
and
Booyah.
And with that,
I should read up on that actually.
Alphonse, you're first.
Great. You said there's so the motorcycle's gone.
Yes, motorcyclist is gone. You have Arcos on the motorcycle, and he is taking care of. There's now that you have a little more time. There's one more motorcycle that he's trying to handle. He's trying to get that one, and once he takes care of that, you can assume he's going to try to help out elsewhere. But right now, he's dropped back, and he's competing with this other motorcycle.
So we're getting shot at by the vehicle with the turret on it.
The vehicle with the turret,
And
then
unknown.
and then unknown.
Okay, how far is the vehicle with the turret from us?
It is right next to you.
Okay. I'm not. My action is really just going to be to tell Rain, like, Rain, I don't know if you can help in this situation, but we just need to keep you safe. You heard Arcos.
And you see her eyes are big, like she is terrified. She's been along for this ride the whole time. You guys are just now coming up to speed, and she's been sitting in this middle seat this whole ride, just like curled up in the fetal position, trying to hide.
And with that, the back doors kicked off of the.
Yeah, he has kicked open the back doors.
So I look at Norris, and with a couple words, I want to say, Norris, we have to keep Rain safe. I know you're the one to do this, and you now have Bardic Inspiration.
So what does that mean?
Basically, you're inspired to roll a 1d8 for 10 minutes. You can roll it once on one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So you can add a d8.
Ash, you're still in the back seat, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
So next up is Rain. And Ash, Rain turns around and faces you and reaches out her hand and puts it on your arm. And you feel all of your cybernetics start speeding up. All the internal servos, everything, even your mental enhancements, everything starts speeding up as she casts haste on you.
Okay.
And then she curls up in the fetal position in the middle seat again.
There's the Rain we all know about.
Oh, yeah. Suppose I should do something. And that brings us to the driver of the vehicle alongside you. He is going to take shots and try to shoot you at the back of the vehicle, since you're the only one that's not behind bulletproof glass. So he's going to take, I believe he has 2 shots. Yes. That one is going to miss. And so he takes both with disadvantage because he's driving, and both shots go wide. And brings us to you, Norris.
So Norris is immediately going to look at him and say, "Going to have to do better than that, bitch." And like, I'm just flaming.
Yeah, you're
Like,
already raging. Yeah.
like my chest is ripped open. My arms are all split apart at the seams, and I'm just literally fuming. And so this is the turret guy, right?
Yeah. And there's about a 10-foot gap between you and that vehicle.
Perfect. So I'm going to activate my Colo, or I'm going to like look in the van and be like, let's see what these fucking upgrades do. And I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to transform it into like a giant warhammer with a spike on the back.
Okay.
And then I'm I'm gonna disconnect it and try and swing, like hold on to it and swing.
So you're hanging off the side of the
I
vehicle?
can't do that. I can't disconnect one arm.
Yeah. You're going to need that.
I'm gonna need acrobatics check along my feet.
Turns out you have monkey toes.
Turns out, yeah. So that's not gonna work.
So your arm is still attached.
My arm is still attached, but I don't have a 10-foot arm.
No.
I can't. I guess I could try and jump to moving car.
It's an athletics check. You have advantage because you're raging.
Ooh, this is gonna go really good or really fucking bad. Athletics check, but I still have to take off 5. Athletics check. That puts me at a 21.
21. So you pull yourself up onto the roof. So you're hanging out the back, and you turn around to face the front, and you basically do like a muscle up to get yourself up to the roof, and you're riding on top of the Tahoe for just a moment, just long enough to steady yourself, and then you throw yourself off the side of the Tahoe.
My fist is still a hammer.
Yeah, just as the vehicle is this buggy is going to swerve around a car that it's coming up on, you land on top of this thing and you're right next to the guy at the turret.
Perfect. So that counts as my action, right?
That's just your movement.
Ooh, just my movement. So I don't really have a bonus action because I'm already raging, correct?
Correct.
So as my action, I'm gonna then just bring my hand down, like the spike of this hammer, because I'm assuming he's probably wearing a helmet.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
these guys are pretty heavily armored.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring my spike down, and with everything that I have, just smash it right on the top of his head.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
So I'm raging. So my attack will be 2d6 plus 7 plus 5 would be 12 for damage plus 2.
What'd you roll to hit?
Oh fuck! Nothing. It's just assume that I hit. Ooh. Attack. I don't add anything, right? It's just 19.
Yeah. You have your D20 plus 8 minus 1. So plus D20 plus 3.
22.
22 definitely hits.
Perfecto. So 2d6 plus 5.
It's 4d6 because you are
Plus-
on fire.
Yes. Well, that's what I was about to say. Plus 2
Yeah.
more
Oh,
because I
yeah.
get the. Plus I get the fire stuff. So 2d6, 46 plus 5. 10.
'Kay.
Plus 5 is 15.
15 damage. Okay. Did you roll any 1s or 2s on those d6s?
I rolled 2 2s.
You can re-roll those.
I like
So you add 4 more damage to that.
Yeah, buddy.
Perfect. And your second attack?
Again?
Yeah, you still have a second one. One of these days, we're gonna teach you how to play D&D.
Hey, you know what? I'm just here for the good time, okay? So I come down with the spike on that one. I impale it into him, and then to unlodge my hammer, I'm going to just rip up, and I'm just going to windmill around to uppercut him
Okay.
with the blunt part of it.
Okay.
And that is a 20, dirty 20.
Hits.
Perfect. Let's roll these 46ers again. 14.
Plus 5,
13
18.
plus 5 is 18.
Okay. 18 more damage. All right.
Get fucked, jerk guy.
So with that, he's up next, and he is going to, you're right in his face, and you're smashing his head in, and he wants to shove you off of the vehicle, which is an opposed athletics check. So give me an athletics check.
Oh, -5. Right?
Yep, -5.
16.
So he goes to shove you, and you have a hold of the turret to hold yourself solid, and you don't budge at all. He rolled a 9. So he goes to shove you off, and you don't move at all. So he kind of falls back onto the platform.
And I just look at him and go,
He falls back, and he pulls his sidearm and shoots at you.
shit.
Does a 21 hits, correct?
Meets it, beats it.
Okay. And he is going to hit you for 20 damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
This is also -5.
Yes.
I don't like it. 7.
So with that, he successfully pushes you back, and you don't fall off of the vehicle because of the angle he shot you at. You fall backwards onto the roof, or onto the roll bar. So you're prone, and and you're right above the driver. And that brings us to the end of your turn. Actually, that's the end of his turn. And Ash, you're up.
20 damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in the back seat
You're
of the
raging, so
vehicle.
that's
Halved.
only 9 of that is halved. So that would be 15 damage.
So I'm at the back side of the vehicle, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're in the third row. So directly behind the vehicle is Arcos and another motorcycle. And then to the side, there's now a car a car's width between the two of you, or one lane's worth between the two of you.
God, I cannot do shit. Well, I'm gonna take my pistol out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot at. God, I feel like I'm playing my ranger again. I'm gonna shoot at the motorcycle that what's his name?
That Arcos
Yeah, the
is
Arcos
after?
is after.
So because you're hasted, you do get 3 attacks.
Okay. 3 attacks with the pistol too.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll all 3 right away.
Okay.
And these are all -5, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. This exhaustion is really hard.
While he's counting that up, does a crit still crit then?
Crit still crits.
Okay.
A crit is a crit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that none of these are gonna hit. A 4, a 5, and a 11.
Definitely not. So you're in the back of this Tahoe, and it's bouncing around. Like she is swerving in and out of traffic. So you're having difficulty steadying your aim, and they're a good 20 feet behind you. So it's a pretty tough shot. If you rolled a 1, you might have hit Arcos.
Oh, no.
Nope.
So fortunately, that did not happen. And with that, you guys see up ahead 2 more motorcycles come in from side roads to kind of sandwich you in.
Oh, Jesus.
They're not close enough to attack this round, but they're joining the fray. That brings us back to the top with Alphonse.
Okay, so this is really interesting, and it kind of has to do with the microphone. So the microphone says I can attack through speakers up to 20 feet.
Oh, you can play sound through speakers.
Okay. Wireless microphone, you can project your voice through the speaker and surrounding area. You can also stab people. So it's a combination of the two.
So you can't stab through speakers, but you can
Piercing.
You-
It's piercing attack.
I should have
that.
worded that
I
better.
like that. It's a piercing sound.
You could if you were to do anything with your cybernetic control through your voice, you could do that through speakers, but you can't stab somebody through speakers. That would be pretty difficult.
Okay. Okay. This is not my wording.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, this is a shit show. Is there a sunroof?
Yes. I
Cool.
don't see why not.
Cool. I'm guessing straight above me,
Forward and above, yeah.
forward and above to roll back.
We'll say it's open.
It's open.
D likes fresh air.
So I truly believe that Alphonse, because of the situation in the garage, and he really wants to do what he can to protect, he is gonna basically take his bonus action to teleport to the center of this fucking vehicle.
Of the buggy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you appear. Do you want to be like in the passenger seat, or do you want to be on the roof next to him?
Who's all? What does the vehicle? There's a driver and a guy shooting on.
There's
the
a
back.
driver and a guy shooting in the back. Passenger seat is empty.
Great passenger seat.
Okay, so you just appear in the passenger seat.
Yes, and honestly, I would say with a little bit of shaking, he pulls his revolver out that Marcos Menagerie politely built for him, and he takes 2 shots at the driver.
Give me a quick tech check.
With the exhaustion,
Yeah.
20.
Jesus. So you see on the back. So you have the safety, and you have another switch. And it has the same design as the Marcos Mod Menagerie. And it says push, pull. And it's a little switch that you can flick.
I definitely flick that switch to push.
Just remember,
'Kay.
swish and flick.
Switch and flick. And just to RP it a little, again, he's shaking. And he goes, "I can't believe you're making me do this. You're forcing my hand." And he pulls the trigger for 2 shots
At the driver?
at the driver.
So disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Okay.
New guy question: why
Yes.
would it be disadvantaged because you're
So
within
with
5
a
feet?
ranged attack, unless you have a specific feat that negates it, any ranged attack within 5 feet is at disadvantage.
because it's a ranged attack, not a
Yeah, and
close-up.
and,
That
and
makes
when
sense.
you're that close, it's actually like easier to get out of the way.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you got lucky because I rolled a 20 and a 1.
Oh no.
I also rolled a 10 and a 12 plus 9 minus, so 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay, so with a 14, you don't hit him. You just blow the back, like the headrest just gets blown to shit. And he looks frantic. Like 1 second ago, there was nobody in the passenger seat. Now there's a dude with a gun pointed at him in the passenger seat. But unfortunately, you don't connect with him. And that brings us to the driver. So, driver, frantic, he's trying to keep control of the vehicle, and you are just appeared. So he's gonna try to grapple you in the passenger seat, and try to get a hold of you. So contested strength checks, or you can do acrobatics,
Okay.
because I know that acrobatics is higher for you.
Is it so? It's acrobatics, not like a dex saving throw. Acrobatics.
Correct. It's acrobatics.
Yeah, it's a 3.
Okay. So he grabs a hold of you, and he's trying, and you can feel that he's trying to control you and almost push you out the side of the vehicle. But for now, he just has a hold of you. And then his other hand is going to be maintaining control of the vehicle.
So since the gun didn't connect, did it blow the door off the hinges or anything?
So there is no door.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no door.
Yeah, it's an open cockpit with a roll cage,
Okay.
and then the gun turret mounted on top.
I didn't get hit.
No.
Okay.
No, because he
just
was
went, like,
he was
straight
aiming
back.
for somebody on the same level as him.
Okay.
So if anything, it would have hit the Tahoe.
Look out, Ash.
I know.
Norris.
So you said I was prone.
Yeah,
My movement, would that be to get me back upright?
half of your movement would be to get you back upright. It's not that you have very far to go anyway.
Well, while I'm still prone, I would just kind of like turn my head and look at Ash and be like, "Welcome to the shit show, brother." And then I would use half my movement to get upright and face the gunner, because since Alphonse is here, I would just assume that he can take care of the driver until I see that he can't take care of the driver.
Yeah,
and I'm
when
going to focus
and when
on the
you
gunner.
when you were face down when or you were face up when you landed, but if you looked down and you saw him, you would see him and the driver struggling in the front seats. So you stand up and you're facing this gunner at the back.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna hope that Alphonse can
Yeah.
get out of his grip
Yeah.
or something. Anyway, and I'm gonna look at the gunner and I'm gonna say, "It's your turn." And I'm gonna just take my arm and just plow right into his face and try and just knock him off the back of this buggy.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Nat 20, baby.
So you grab a hold of the barrel of this big ass gun and you use it to pull yourself forward, and at the same time you're digging your feet into the roll cage, and you just take that hand that you've turned into a cudgel and you just beat him right in the solar plexus, and he goes straight off the back of the vehicle, like his limbs out in front of him, and he flies straight off the back of the vehicle into traffic.
Perfect. I love that for me. So then, for my next trick, I'm going to turn back around and look at the driver and be like, "Don't forget I did. Don't think I forgot about you," and just swing back down with the pointy part of my war axe and smash him in the head again.
Give me an attack roll.
So I get the +8, so basically +3. 20.
20 hits.
Perfect. So then, my 4d6s. There's a 1 and a 2 in there.
Gosh, he's rolling really well, considering he has a -5.
Right.
6, 12.
Okay, 12 damage to.
12 damage.
Oh, here, let me take this guy out of the lineup.
Yeah, buddy. As in, like, I killed him?
Yes.
Goddamn right, I
Yeah,
did.
so you saw him come off the back, and there's still vehicles in traffic. You guys are swerving in and out of traffic, and when you knock him back, There's this like big luxury car that's right behind you.
The guy that I knocked off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you knocked him
I
straight
killed the
into the
driver.
windshield, and he tumbled over the roof of the car and landed on the concrete behind it. And then you just see every car in line behind that just hop up for a second as they roll over this guy. Arcos and the other motorcycle have to like swerve to miss him.
Sorry, guys.
So the driver that has him pinned, when you swing down, and you said you used the spiked part,
Yeah.
that spike goes right through his chest and pins him to the seat. And you can see at the back of the seat the point coming through the back. And he just slumps over. Alphonse, Norris, dexterity saving throws.
Oh, jeez.
You don't get the aura of protection, by the way. for
No,
this.
you're too far away.
Oh, but I can use my
You can use
bardic inspiration.
Yes, you can.
I'm using my inspiration in general.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, finally use that inspiration
So
I gave you.
That means I can roll twice, right? And I'll take the
No,
higher.
no. Bardic inspiration, you get to add a D8 to your existing roll.
This one? Nope.
Nope, that's a D10.
It looks like a diamond.
Yeah, it looks like
This one.
yes.
I'm still learning my dice.
I was gonna say from The Sims.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck me. That's a 7.
Okay.
Even with my bardic inspiration.
Oh.
What?
I rolled a 2 for that one.
So
Boy,
you should have just saved that bardic
I
inspiration.
should've.
There was no saving that. What'd you roll, Alphonse?
16.
16. So with a 16, you successfully grab a hold of the steering wheel, and you're able to steady yourself, stay inside the vehicle, and keep the vehicle under control after this major swerve. And the driver is just flopping back and forth in the driver's seat, and he's very much dead. Norris.
Keep in mind,
I-
my hammer is buried through the seat, so I feel like that should
Yeah.
give me some.
So I will give you one opportunity to save yourself. Give me a strength saving throw to see if you can hang on by that one hand. So you have advantage on this because you're raging.
Come on, Betsy, don't fail me now.
You got this, Norris.
You can do it.
Fuck you, Betsy. 19. Well, no, because I don't get my modifier because it's -5. 19.
Okay, so that is plenty. So you are, when the vehicle swerves,
Thought I was
you
ready.
have this spike. You have this spike wedged into this seat, and you are thrown off the side of the vehicle because you're standing up on top of this buggy racing through the city streets, and you're thrown off the side between the buggy and the Yukon, and you just have your one hand that's been turned into this maul that you're like a flag waving in the wind. A
flaming flag.
Yeah. And that's a good point. so
I'm
there's-
on fire.
yeah, and now the driver's seat is on fire because of your hand.
Oh,
All right, and that brings us to one of the motorcycles that joined the fray is now up alongside, and they're gonna take a shot at Alphonse because they're up beside the on the passenger side of the buggy. They're gonna take their 2 shots. That is a miss. That one's a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this one will hit. That will be 20 damage.
I'm doing so much over here, guys, by the way.
Well, you're going to have to because you're up next.
yes.
So to set the scene, you're in the vehicle. 10 feet to the right is the buggy. On the other side of that is a motorcycle. On the driver's side is this new motorcycle that joined the fray, and they're just like 5 feet from the vehicle. And then you have Arcos, and he's been joined by so you have Arcos and 2 more motorcycles battling it out behind you.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna just. I don't want to risk jumping. I'm gonna stay in the vehicle.
That was a risky move on my behalf.
And
Yeah.
It was the perfect move.
Yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. Norris.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take all 3 of my shots at the motorcycle that's coming up.
The one that's next to the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So. Jesus. Those 2. There's a 14 hit.
That rider. No, 14 does not hit.
Dang it. Okay.
Was that all 3?
That was all 3.
Okay.
Because the other 2 were a 2 and a 1.
Do you have a anything for bonus action?
I do.
Okay.
And I want to use it. So, as my bonus action, I am going to teleport to the back end, like on the back seat of the motorcycle
Okay.
that's coming up.
Okay.
I'm going to face step to it and basically land on the back seat
Yeah.
of it.
So you're hanging off the back of the SUV, trying to get these shots off, and just out of pure frustration, you hit the button and phase out, and then just reappear in the back seat of this motorcycle.
And I'm going to try to throw him off.
So you can't until your next turn.
Right.
Are you just hugging his hips until
Yeah, I
your
am.
turn?
I'm right now riding a bitch.
Sweet. Ash, you're so pretty.
And that brings us to let's see. So with that, you once again you hear a massive round bounce off of the glass of the Tahoe, and then a second later you hear the crack of the rifle. But that's all that's all that happens there.
And we all hear that at the same time.
You would have heard the crack. He's the only one close enough to that side of the vehicle. Ash is the only one close enough to that side of the vehicle to actually hear the impact on the glass, and you see that pane of glass like spider web. It's still there, and it's the passenger, or it's the back driver's seat right where Rain is sitting. And then the rider of the motorcycle that Ash is on the back with is going to try to like shove you off. I'm going to give him disadvantage because you're behind him. So give me an athletics check. Rolled a 9. So they're trying to like elbow you and push you off the back, but you're able to grab a hold of their armor and hold yourself on. Alphonse.
What's between the motorcycle, or the motorcycle's on our right side?
So there's a motorcycle right next to you, right next to the passenger seat.
What's next to that?
Next to that is
A cement barrier?
cars parked along the side of the road, and yeah, there would be like for like construction. We'll say there's a construction zone coming up, so there's those concrete barriers around that construction zone.
And what's his distance between me?
He's maybe 10 feet away. Like he's kind of swerving back and forth next to you, moving in and out of traffic, but we'll say 10 feet away.
I'm guessing the shot would have hit me so hard because it chunked a lot of my hit points, that I would have tugged the steering wheel that direction, and wondering if
Okay.
it hit him or not.
Okay. Give me let's go with acrobatics. or animal handling. Excuse me. Let's go animal handling. And then I'm going to give them a dex saving throw.
13.
5. So you bash this buggy into this motorcycle, and you have these big meaty off-road tires and this roll cage going around it, and as soon as you hit, it just bounces off the tire and right into a concrete barrier and just explodes into shrapnel. Is that your turn?
I'd like to use my movement. Bonus action. Can I actually kind of push the dead guy out of the seat and then take control of the vehicle?
So you would have a hard time doing that because there's currently a flaming maul sticking through its chest.
That's me.
Oh yeah.
I'm holding on.
Get my bonus action. Oh yeah, through his chest. Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'm just
Please
gonna
do
try
not
to make sure I
unhook
have
me.
the best grasp I can on the
Okay.
steering
Yeah.
wheel.
Just maintain control of the vehicle. Okay. Oh, wait, you just gave me animal handling? Yep, you're good. That brings us to... let's see how Arcos does against this guy. So if anybody is looking towards the back, you see these 3 motorcycles. Arcos in the middle, one on each side of him. And they are just exchanging shots across each other. And you see one of them on his right, he just blows a hole right through their head, and the motorcycle goes, it kind of does that wobbling back and forth, and then the rider is just bucked off onto a car to the side, and the motorcycle low sides and slides down the road. And you also see Arcos take a couple shots to the ribs. And so he's been shot twice at this point in this ride, but he's still, actually, let me roll animal handling. He's still maintaining control. Fortunately, he's a good rider. And that will bring us to Norris.
Okay. Can I, for my movement, pull myself back into the vehicle?
Athletics check. Advantage.
Advantage. I like it. Good thing. Not so good. Still -5, right? With
Yes.
advantage? Fuck me. That's a 4.
You can't pull yourself up in. All you're able to do is maintain your hold. I won't make you fall off.
All right. Well, I need to attack something.
Or take damage. Yes.
Is there anything within attack range for that I can kick, like a melee?
Not really, no.
I really need to attack something. I really need to attack something. Fuck.
Yeah, without being able to get safely on the vehicle, I don't think there's anything that you
Is
could...
there anything directly behind me that
There-
if I disengaged, I could, like, purposely fall into?
There is one of the motorcycles that Arcos is dealing with, the last motorcycle. If you successfully, I would say, if you wanted to, you could roll an attack roll with disadvantage. You're either going to hit, or you're just going to go tumbling down the road. And I'm essentially going to do it as fall damage. So it's 1d6 damage, and we're going to do it for every 10 miles per hour that the vehicles are going. I will roll a d100 to designate how fast you're going,
It's pretty risky.
and you'll take
It's
one.
super risky.
You'll take 1d6 damage for every 10 miles an hour. If you successfully hit them, then we will say that you release yourself and push off, and you land on them, buffering your fall damage.
Ooh. Risky.
You could go reckless to make it a flat roll.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Going reckless, boys. And before I do this, I look over at Alphonse and say, I hope this fucking works.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what
Any
you're
words of inspiration? Sing me a song. I got nothing. Here we go, boys.
Ooh.
Hey.
So your D20 plus 3.
21.
Oh, so you
Holy cow.
for those at home, he just ripped his jacket open like an animal. So
Please tell me that fucking hit.
you see Alphonse, we're going to do this from your perspective.
Oh God.
You see, he looks up at you and he says, I hope to God this works. And he pulls the hammer. You see him jerk his arm out. And so the spike comes out of the seat and he just disappears behind the seat. You release, and the tire is spinning right behind you. And you release and you kick off of the tire and go airborne. And you wind up and you see this motorcycle coming. You wind up and you prep yourself and you drop right down. You land on the gas tank and land with the hammer right in his head. And
That was
just
the most barbarian thing I have ever heard of. Holy cow.
You collapse his spine, and the hammer comes down and breaks the tail off of the motorcycle.
Oof. Worth it. I'm gonna have to roll something here. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm gonna have to roll it
Give me animal handling
with disadvantage.
with
Well,
disadvantage.
So, all right.
You roll it again.
Oh yeah. Not much better. 7
7.
with my -5.
So you're sitting on this gas tank, and also the handlebars are right behind you. You're trying to reach around and gain control of the motorcycle, but it goes into a death wobble. And you end up skidding, falling off, low siding, and skidding across the ground. That's your turn.
That was badass. Fucking badass.
This time, you're on the back of this motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
You feel heat go through your left side, and the person in front of you slumps over and falls onto the tank of the motorcycle, limp. Actually, it's a 23 to hit. You can shield this, can't you? You don't have any spell slots. You can't shield it.
On the sword, it comes
Oh,
from the
that's
sword.
right.
Does it
Yeah,
come from
I
spell
forget.
slots?
Yeah.
So I will. Can I shield it? Even though, yeah.
Yeah, you can shield it. So you hear the whistle of this round flying through the air. And your sword is your sword across your back?
Oh yeah.
So you pull it out just enough to expose the power core where the shield is originates from. You pull it out just enough and light up your shield, and you feel it. Like, even through this shield, you feel this massive round push you forward as it deflects off. And then a second later, you hear this shot.
This sniper knows how to freaking shoot.
No shit.
After this, I'll explain to you guys my sniper rifle mechanics, because I'm pretty proud of it. Ash. So the guy's not dead because you shielded him too.
Yep. I kind of get that. I'm gonna try to like muscle him off. and
Okay,
just
give me an
toss him.
athletics check.
12.
14. So you're trying to jostle for position, and you're hanging on to the back of him. So you're trying to reach forward and grab the handlebar, and with your other arm pull him off. But because of the awkward movement of resheathing your sword and then having to reach forward, you just can't get enough leverage on him to pull him off of the bike. You have, because you're hasted, I will give you one more attempt.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Okay.
That's so bad. 5.
18.
Yeah.
So this guy has a really good hold on the handlebars, and you're trying to pull him off, and he knows that you can't really attack him other than trying to pull him off or even punch him, which he's not too worried about. So he's just got this death grip. He's white knuckling the handlebars. Do you have anything for a bonus action?
Thinking here, I might. Yes, I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna teleport again.
Do you have a second use of it?
I have 3 uses of
Okay.
it, and I haven't used it.
Okay, perfect.
So this is my second use of it. But it's face step, so you also have to. I need. Hang on a sec. With it. I gotta get to it. Because it's summer. Yeah. I just need a. What is it? What roll is it? Oh, you just take immediate fire damage.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 fire damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna teleport in front of him on top of the gas tank. And basically, like, have my legs under his arms and everything. I don't know if you see, but under his arms. And basically just like on his shoulders and in front of him, like face to face.
Okay. This is going to get real interesting on his turn.
And yeah, that'll end it.
Okay. So let me roll for everything going on behind. Oh, actually, so I forgot. Norris just came skidding to a halt across the ground. Your legs and butt cheeks are tore the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm not
Not the new.
I was about to say they better not fuck up my banana hammock.
Because you're raging, you'll half this to 9 damage.
9 damage.
Just from you skidding across the ground. Arcos is going to pull up. He came to a halt as soon as he saw you do what you did. He's going to come to a halt, and he's going to grab you, and he's going to yell in your face, "Get on that fucking bike and chase them!" And he's off of his motorcycle and offering you his bike.
Is my bike like? Oh yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
it
it's
was
Yeah,
back.
you destroyed
you busted
it.
the back off of it. And you see, as soon as he hands you that, he turns to where you guys have been hearing this bang from this sniper rifle, and you see that sniper rifle from his locker. He steps behind a vehicle and takes cover, and you see this 4.5 foot long gold plated sniper rifle appear in his hands, and he's I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if he can find this sniper.
So now Arcos has a sniper rifle.
Yeah, Arcos has had a sniper rifle all the time. So he doesn't. He's. I don't see him. Just go. You're sitting here. You're an easy target. And Alphonse.
What does it take me to? Can I want to use my action and bonus action to get control of this vehicle.
So because he's dead, he can't fight you for it.
Perfect.
So just give me a DC 5 athletics check.
Yes.
Perfect.
11.
Okay, with an 11, all you got to do is shove him out the side. There's no door. He's not buckled in. There's nothing. You just push him out the side, and you can easily move into the driver's seat. You can roll animal handling to see if you can how you drive.
Okay. Before I do that, I want to, as I get in the seat, I want to look in whatever rear view, side view mirror I have to find out what's going on with the rest of the team.
Okay, so you can look. Give me a perception check. You might as well roll animal handling while you're at it too.
Perception would have been 14.
Okay.
Animal handling is 11.
Okay, good enough. So you're able to keep the vehicle under control, and you look around and you can see in the rearview mirror, you see way back there, Arcos and Norris. You see Norris laying on the ground. Arcos stopped next to him, and you catch him just as he's walking over behind this car. And then with a 14, because Ash is on the other side of the vehicle, you wouldn't see what's going on with Ash. But you have the Tahoe right between you two, and you can see that all the windows are still intact on the Tahoe, and D still has control of the vehicle.
Okay. So, as my action, I want to use my microphone and take over the speakers inside of the Tahoe. 'Cause
Okay.
The back is essentially blown out.
Yeah.
And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to drift this thing around to pick up the two, Norris and Arcos,
Okay.
because I see him there. So inside of the Tahoe, you hear the bass start bumping really fucking loud. And you hear, I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. If you see it, then you mean it, then you know I have to go. Drift, drift, drift. And I am fucking preparing to drift this thing to go pick them up.
Okay. Give me another animal handling.
Sure. Not good. That's a 6.
So you go to do this drift maneuver, and you end up slamming into the side of the Tahoe.
Fantastic.
It's armor plated. It can take it. Yeah.
Cool
Oh
song.
boy.
Okay, you didn't blow any tires or anything, but you did put a nice big heavy crater in the side of the Tahoe.
Oh, it looked great with the bullets.
Yeah. And then
Just gives it a little bit of character as well.
same with your side. Like, you have these big beefy tires on this thing. So when you hit, you didn't puncture anything, but you did mangle the roll cage. So going forward, it's not going to provide you as much protection if you totally lose it. That brings us to he is dead. So Norris.
So Norris is just going to look at Arcos and be like, why don't you hop on the back?
I'm going to cover you. I'll take care of this sniper. You ride.
Well,
I'll-
fuck you then.
I'll be
and
there.
I just lay on the gas.
Okay. Animal handling.
Shit.
This -5 is really killing me, by the way.
Jesus.
Well, that's not bad.
It's 11.
11. 11's good enough. It's most of these are unless you're trying to do something crazy like drift a buggy,
Like drift a buggy.
then
That's a normal thing to do.
yeah.
with a bug.
Yeah.
So I rolled. You guys are going 60 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
I'm glad I fucking hit that guy because I would have been wrecked.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
So, I set the DC at 10 for just regular driving.
Okay.
So you're able to go. Do you want to try to catch up with them?
I want to catch up to. So all I'm hearing is the cracks of this gun. I don't know what it's actually shooting at, right?
Yeah, and you can imagine. Yeah, actually, you don't. You were there for the first shot when they put the hole through the hood, so
Right.
you would be aware that they are a ways off. Like there was a 1 second delay on the sound of the rifle.
Right. And I've heard it before, but I don't know who they're shooting at. Plus, I'm raging, so I'm not really thinking clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to go for like the nearest person that I can attack.
Okay, so there's nobody for a ways. You would have to get up close to the vehicles. You can, so on all vehicles, how I'm going to do it is you can bonus action dash
That's what I was about to look at.
to catch up with them. Anytime you bonus action dash, it's another animal handling check.
So, well, the only thing in my vehicle is a huge vehicle, not a motorcycle. But my huge vehicle is 100-foot land.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same movement for the motorcycle as well.
So they're all over 100 feet away from me.
Yeah.
So I could double action, or
Yeah, you can do a bonus action dash with the motorcycle, which is basically just go full throttle. It's just another animal handling check
yeah.
in order to maintain
I'm
control
gonna
of
do
the
that
vehicle.
as my bonus action.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Hang on. That's animal handling.
Yep.
16.
Success. So you get up. You're still a little ways behind them, because you were at a complete stop. You're close enough that you can see Ash sitting on the gas tank backwards on a motorcycle, and you watch Alphonse ram this buggy into the side of the Tahoe. You don't really see anybody but the one that Ash is dealing with to attack.
And how far away is that one from me?
Let's see, with you stopping, I would say you wouldn't be able to catch him this turn.
Fuck.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna lose my rage.
you're gonna lose your rage.
Don't like that.
so well, right now you are melting the grips and you're melting all of the controls for the motorcycle, and as you're riding, the flames subside, and your chest and your arms all go back to their normal size.
Am I close enough to anybody that I might be able to jump again?
No.
Fuck. All right. Well, then I'm just cruising
Yeah.
on a motorcycle.
And that brings us
My
to
turn.
okay. So that is, can you shield a 26?
It won't. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't get it.
So you're sitting backwards on this gas tank, and the rider is in front of you, and you see his ear get shot off, and then just heat going through your left chest. As you take, let me roll the damage.
At least he didn't crit.
No, he didn't.
Crit king.
As you take 30 damage.
Oh, good God.
but he only gets 1 attack per round with the sniper rifle. So the ear gets shot off this drow in front of, or not this drow, this person in front of you, and then you take this shot to the chest, and that brings us to Ash.
Well, I'm not really worried about the sniper rifle because there's not much I can do about that. I'm going to basically unsheath my sword. Does that take an action?
No,
Okay.
that's a free action.
And I'm going to try to attack.
this
This
person
guy,
that's like
yeah.
6 inches in front of you. Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll do this. I'm going to do both attacks.
Okay.
There's no smite or anything with this. This is just normal.
Okay.
Is it still 3 attacks? Because
Yeah, he still has 3 attacks.
Is it, oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'll just do the third, too.
Yeah, because you're
That
hasted.
is cocked. I gotta do math really quick. So 18 minus 5.
Math is hard,
14.
man.
I have 14, 13, and 12.
None of those hit.
Of course, none of them
Man,
hit.
you are really struggling with that -5.
what's your bonus to attack?
Yeah, what is your bonus to attack?
+8.
Wow, you're rolling really bad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's been
So-
not a
So
good
we're
night.
gonna blame it on you're trying to use this like 5-foot long sword
Yeah. Just a
on
giant
a
sword.
guy that's like a foot in front of you.
Yeah.
you're almost chest to chest.
It gets stuck in his the entire blade is behind the guy.
Yep.
But that does bring us to.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, let's see if Arcos can spot this guy. I'm gonna give him advantage because he just heard. He's stopped and he's watching, and he's listening to see if he can figure out where this guy is. Oh. So.
Crit.
So Arcos spots
Crit?
the reflection off of the sight, and he is going to how my sniper rifle is working. I will just explain it to you now. So if you have multiple attacks, you can sacrifice additional attacks to extend your range. So essentially, you're taking the time to steady the rifle to extend your range for the attack. So Arcos has 2 attacks per round. He's going to sacrifice 1 to extend his range to 600 feet without disadvantage.
How far away is the reflection?
500 feet.
Oh yeah, buddy.
And that is a 33 to hit.
Oh.
I like that.
That's
How powerful is this gun?
No shit.
so this sniper rifle that I built for Arcos is flat broken. Like there is nothing questioning about it. It is flat broken. If this doesn't kill this guy in one shot, I will be very surprised. So that's 20 base damage.
Mercy.
Plus 24. So 44 plus 5, 49. So he's not dead.
Jeez. This dude's not dead after 49?
That's a hit, too. Damn.
What is he, a barbarian sniper? How do I get that?
And he is going to. So with that, you guys, the only combatant left is the one you're dealing with, Ash. At this point, you guys will make quick work of this person. Norris is going to be catching up to you. With everything going on, this fucker's dead. And so D is going to start yelling out the windows, "Everybody follow me! Just stay on the vehicle!" And she's going to tear through town, and she's going to start zigzagging through different streets to get out of range of this sniper. Does everybody just follow her lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm not raging, so probably.
Okay.
I want to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Okay. So you guys, you're still in your buggy, and you're both on motorcycles. Because after you knock that guy off, we're just gonna say you stop, get on, take
Oh, I
control
did
of
it
the
while I
vehicle.
was moving.
Oh yeah, you could have just teleported to turn yourself around.
I would have just done it really athletically. Of
Roll acrobatics for me.
course.
You shouldn't
You
have said it.
you said it.
You shouldn't have said it.
Oh, it is a natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, so
Gracefully doing it.
Graceful as
you
fuck.
do like basically break dancing, and you swing your legs around, yeah,
Land on the
and
saddle.
then just land perfectly in the seat.
He was just so inspired by those great lyrics.
Yep.
It's got to be it. It's the only thing that
I
makes
heard
sense.
I heard the drift song and I was like, yeah.
And so you guys are following Dee, and Dee leads you further and further. She leads you onto the Kansas side of the border, and just further and further out of town. And the just like when you came in, the neighborhoods are getting a little worse and a little worse. And she brings you up to what looks like an old factory. Everything around it is run down, walls covered in graffiti. Almost all of the glass is busted out. It doesn't look like anybody that's not homeless would not be here. and she pulls up and she gets out and opens up this garage door and pulls the Tahoe into this massive warehouse. When you guys are inside, I'm sorry we didn't have time to explain anything. I'm just glad we got out of there alive. Arcos said he'll catch up with us. I don't know. I haven't heard from him. But he said he'll meet us here.
Who were those guys?
So that was,
We're out of initiative.
yes, you're out of initiative. That was the oh my gosh, where is my notes?
As Matt's like,
Yeah, go ahead.
you hear in the back, Rain, are you okay? As I'm getting,
She's like in the back seat, just like, "Ah."
oh, she looks fine. Are you guys okay?
Yeah,
Horse
it took
just puts his kickstand down and just like walks up in the middle of that and go. Just see me take out that motorcycle guy.
Looks like
I
you
didn't.
might need a new banana hammock. Yeah, that's
It's-
got a little bit of road
It's
rash.
literally just hanging on by like a piece of the elastic around the waistband. The rest of it is just like a loincloth, just like shredded.
Oh, man, you got screwed up, Ash.
Yeah, I got shot real good. It's not good.
I took 2 to the side. It's not good.
Right.
Not good. We need a
need a
fucking
heal.
medic.
Yeah, my ass looks like ground beef. You know what we used to have before beef wasn't around.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm sure I have.
You've seen ground beef.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Just look at my ass.
yeah,
That's ground beef.
you're right.
Well, it's ground Norse, but ground beef.
Are you like an 80-20 or 70-30?
I'm pretty fucking lean.
Oh, you're like a 93-7?
Yeah.
Damn.
So she starts explaining to you, that was the sons of the army of Valhalla. They think that they're fucking Vikings. It's and as soon as she says this, you think back and they all had like these big braided beards and they look like they were all these massive Viking looking men.
You said that was the army of Valhalla.
Yeah, army of Valhalla.
Why were they after us though? Like, what were they after? And like, how did we get in this situation?
Yeah, were they the ones who
Well-
had the $30,000
While you were out,
bounty?
Marco tried to delay the bounty as long as he could while you guys were in surgery, but a bounty came out while you were under, and they offered 30,000 a head and 50,000 for the girl alive. And I know you guys have a history with the Crimson Cross. They were the ones who put out the bounty. And you can see, she's a very beautiful woman, kind of tan skin, deep brown eyes, dark hair, got it's considering what she's been through, like she's got her hair just pulled back in a ponytail, but she's a very attractive woman. Naturally curly hair, about 5'8". You can see she's got the cybernetic lines running through her cheeks and under her ears. But the rest of her, she's wearing a long leather duster, and underneath, like she looks like a cop. Like she's very clearly Arcos. You and that dice tray.
Bonus roll.
You know, she's very clearly Arcos's partner, and she's just as soon as I heard, I thought that Arcos was dead, and I had this fucking dog that keeps teleporting everywhere, and I don't know how to take care of a dog, and I damn sure don't know how to take care of a teleporting dog, and it was just a really long fucking day, and then this, and then these
all
bounties, and I knew that he would go to Marco, and so I showed up, and hell was breaking loose. Marco's place was getting trashed. They were trying to get through to get to you guys. Somebody had spotted him with his big ass mohawk and fucking underwear. Like, way to be discreet. And so, like, the Sisters in Arms were after you. The Army of Valhalla. Just everybody is taking this contract.
Well, to be fair, D, it's not like I was trying to stand out. My pants got burnt up in fire. This was all I was left with.
I'm sorry I said it. I'm just very overwhelmed. I
know.
don't...
It's okay.
And what is with the teleporting dog?
That's Lucky.
What?
It means he's excited.
Do you want to describe your dog?
Absolutely. He is basically a miniature collie. He probably stands 12 inches tall, probably 20, 25 pounds. Most collies are super hypergenic, and they like to like jump on their back legs and very excited to see you. Instead of jumping, he teleports everywhere. And he jumps around, and just my best friend, and one thing I was really looking forward to seeing again in Kansas.
And Norse is probably just going to look at Alphonse and be like, when did you get a dog?
I've always had one, Norse.
Ash, do you remember seeing a dog?
I never saw a dog, no.
I didn't see a dog on a train.
I had the dog. How is this hard to comprehend? I had the dog.
Yeah, she
I
had it
met
the whole
up
time,
and
no
brought
worries.
the dog with me. I tried to leave the dog here, but as soon as I walk outside, it just fucking teleports next to me.
He's a tricky little bitch.
I don't... How? How do you take care of a dog like this?
He kind of just takes care of himself.
Oh, it's so overwhelming. Every time I went to pee, there was a fucking dog there. Every time I tried to do anything, there was a fucking dog there. And I would it's like my brain couldn't comprehend that it can just fucking appear anywhere it wants, and you can see that she's getting frazzled again. Like her nerves are just so wound up.
Did you try giving him a bone?
No, I don't have any bones in my house.
Oh, I figured they would have sent it with the care package.
No, I just got a dog.
Oh. That was oversight by the government.
You think?
I'm sorry.
I just, and
Do you need a hug, D?
no, I don't need a hug. The last thing I need is a hug from a stranger who, by the way, I know your past. Stay out of my fucking head.
I don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. You know Arcos doesn't shut the fuck up.
True.
I know so much more about you than I want to. Let's just leave it at that. We're gonna hang out here till you guys are recovered from these surgeries you decided to do during apparently some crazy shit that you've gotten yourselves involved in. Your decision-making skills are... your decision-making is put on pause. You make no decisions until Arcos shows up.
And Norris just goes, whew, my brain could use a break.
Yeah, and you look around, she clearly lives here. Like, the inside of this warehouse, she has taken a section of this warehouse and built, like, these massive walls into it. Like, she has built herself a fortress inside of this old warehouse that you would never know was there from the outside. And it's actually fairly nice. She's got a nice living room set up, and this is kind of a safe house that Arcos and I use whenever things get too deep, and you're make yourself at home. Just stay the fuck out of my room and don't eat all of the food.
Do you have a computer I can use?
Yes. I was gonna say to be very careful that nobody finds out where you are, but I know you and computers, you and Arcos and all your tech. I don't get it. Go ahead. It's over, and she points over to the corner, and there's a desk with this like crazy computer setup. You can tell that Arcos has been through this and set up his stage
right there.
Yeah. And of course, massive gun cabinet right next to it. Like, you can tell Arcos's area in this place where he keeps his stash, and then you can tell D's area. And D's area has like yoga mats. and
It's all Zen type shit.
yeah, it's very much, you can tell she's a very high-strung person. And so she tries really hard to find ways to relax.
I can help you relax.
Shut the fuck up. And as I said, stay out of my room. All of you.
You got a place we can crash?
Yes, there's the couch, the floor. I don't give a shit. Just not my room.
The shower's not in your room, is it?
No, the shower is over there. The first door you see. And she's just... I don't know what has happened to put you all in this situation. I just know you're all in trouble, and I was given very clear instructions before all of this happened to just make sure you don't fucking die. So that's what I'm going to do. Don't go outside. Don't leave until we hear something. Plus, you all look like shit.
Yeah, I could use a rest.
And she points at Norris, especially you.
Is it my ass?
Yes.
Well, you're kind of running around half naked right now, Norris.
I should really find some pants.
Yeah.
You got some sweatpants for the
If you check that box over there, sometimes Arcos brings his girls and boys that he plays with.
boys?
Yeah, he doesn't discriminate. So I'm sure...
Got a weird friend, Alphonse.
I'm sure his Lost and Found has all sorts of things in it. Help yourself. And that's very close-minded and very judgmental. You shouldn't say anything about somebody's sexuality. That's fucked up.
Well,
Well, Arcos
You can sleep.
also
You
pretended,
can sleep on the floor.
I will
Marcos
gladly.
also pretended to be a woman in which that I fell in love with. So I don't think it's very nice that he just goes around and plays whatever he wants to be, toying with other people's emotions.
Wait, was it the old lady?
Her name was Willifred, a.k.a. not Heather.
I think it's Winifred.
Okay, look, it doesn't matter. All I know is she was the woman of my dreams, and I found out she was a man.
You have fascinating taste.
Why, thank you.
I
They're very refined.
yeah. You like them?
Refined, and I do quotes. And I go lay down on the couch.
Yeah, and she goes in her room, and all this, and you guys just see blankets and pillows start flying out the door, and then she slams the door. And
Thank you.
And then I'm just going to follow Alphonse over to the computer because I see him walking that way.
Okay, we'll call it there for tonight.
Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to this week's episode of Dubstep and Dragons. Tune in next week as we hang out with the crew and find out who put the hit out on them. Let us know of your thoughts of the episode in the comments section below. And don't forget to drop a like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.